So this is the AC correction. Precision is 0.1 centimeters. So this is 0.05 centimeters. So 1.5, one for precision, half for uncertainty, because quite frankly, uncertainty should be slam dunk, right, at this point. Precision here lies in the second decimal. So we are precise to the nearest 100th of a centimeter, or 0.01 of a centimeter. So this would be plus or minus 0.005 of a centimeter. That's 1.5. Here it lies in the third decimal. So we have 3 decimals, and on the third you put the 1 down, and that's kgs. So that'll be plus or minus 0.0005 kg. So that's 1.5. And then now we have pictures. So this gauge here, I don't know if you recognize PSI is pounds per square inch. That's like how you measure air pressure or just pressure in general. So if you're not sure what units, just go and look at the device and just tack those units on, all right? So if you do high minus low, that's 10. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 gaps. So precision will be 10 divided by 5, which is 2 psi. Okay, so this is 2 psi, and therefore uncertainty is plus or minus 1 psi. You don't have to have the plus or minus. I just will do it from time to time. I would give this, again, a 1 here and a half there, so 1.5 for D. For E, so you might be tempted to say, hey, it goes up by 20. No, that's not how we measure. We measure from, we check from marking to marking like this, right? So it is 10. 40 minus 20 is 20, divided by 2 is 10, right? So it's 10 milliliters. That would make this plus or minus 5 milliliters. Also 1.5. So 1 for precision, half. So if you'd half the precision, whatever you got, if your precision is 20, I would assume your uncertainty would be plus or minus 10. And you get the half mark here, you don't get the full mark for precision. Okay, so what are we at here? 4.5, 6, 7.5 for question 1. 7.5 for question 1. So do the tallying there. For 2, I asked you to cross all these off, and I just want you to state it like this. So this would be 23.5 inches. Plus or minus 0.05 of an inch. Why is that, Mr. Dirksen? Because precision is 0.1, right? I'll do it here. Precision is 0.1, uncertainty is 0.05, right? And so that's what I tack on. So I'll give you 1.5 for that as well. Not 2, as yesterday we did 2, but at this point I would assume you know how to do it. So if you have this plus or minus anything, I'll give you half a mark today, even if it's wrong. So this page is worth 9, right? The whole page is worth 9 with the 7.5 and the 1.5. And now we go to the back side. The speaker is more precise. You can't just say this one, okay? You have to tell me why. So the best way, right, is to show your work. So the best way of doing that is to figure out the precision of each. I don't know if you figured out that this is 100, goes up by 100. So this is 100 milliliters. The precision here, oh, that was hard to see, wasn't it? 40, this goes up by 20, right? If you go 80 minus 40, that's 40. Divided by 2, that's 20. So 20 mLs. This one you can clearly tell from marking to marking, it's just 50. If you have that, I give you 1 mark already, if you have figured out the precision for each. And I'll give you another mark for saying that this is more precise, okay? Due to smallest precision or increment. Don't say it goes up, the lines are closer together. That's not going to get you marks here. It has actually nothing to do with that. It has to do with, like, what does each increment represent? the smaller the number, the more precise it is for us. Okay? So another mark for correct justification. 2 marks there. Next. So you're welding 3 pieces together, and so these are the measurements. State the precision, uncertainty for each piece. So I don't know how you did that, but I would probably imagine 0.1 of a foot for this first piece, and uncertainty plus or minus 0.05 of a foot. You got a mark for that. For the 2.75 foot piece, precision is 0.01 of a foot, right? Second decimal. Uncertainty is plus or minus 0.005 of a foot. The last one, 4 feet, precision is 1 foot. Uncertainty is plus or minus 0.5 of a foot. You get 3 marks if you have that in any way, shape, or form. If you have that showing up and you tell me which one is which. If you made arrows to these measurements, you got it. Okay? Calculate the combined length, including its uncertainty. Okay? So we're going to add all of this up. So we get, one moment, 9.95 plus or minus, if you add all of these up, there it is again. This was the box question already, right? So 2 marks for this, 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Yes, okay. Another good moment here to show you how we mark. If you got these wrong, any one of them or all, but I see you adding them up and putting them here, you get the full mark here. If I see you do that, you're good to go. You get to give yourself full marks on the second one. Calculate the combined maximum and minimum lengths of these pieces. So the combined max would be adding that up. That would be 10.505 of a foot. Never round in this unit, okay? It will tell you that on the exam, big, nice and big. Before you start this unit, it will say do not round, okay? So I can probably talk about the exam in that sense. Every unit is separately, okay? So they don't mix up questions. So it's like vehicle finance, it's all vehicle finance. And then it goes precision measurement, it's all precision, right? So they section it off by unit. So you won't have to guess which unit am I in, okay? A carpenter is installing, 1 and 1. Yeah. Carpenter installing 2.4 meter piece of trim. He needs to cut off 0.5 meters for it to fit. Calculate the length of the trim after being cut, including its uncertainty. So in this case, I would set it up like this. I would figure out the precision uncertainty, right, and I cut off 0.5 meters. It's still the same precision and the same uncertainty, right, because it's also 1 decimal, right? So here you have to subtract, and you can just go skip like this. You skip and then you add these no matter what. You always add. So that's 0. Sorry, I made a mistake, right? This is not 0.005, this is just 0.0, like that. Sorry. So that'd be 0.1 of a meter, like that. So this is all I want. So I would give you 1 mark for doing all the work and 1 mark for stating your answer correctly. Last but not least, if you measure 50 pieces of wood as this, okay, already giving you the uncertainty, what would be the combined uncertainty? All it wants is the combined uncertainty. And the answer is 50 pieces times 0.01. So we just multiply 50 times that uncertainty, and that's 0.5 centimeters. That's what I wanted you to do. It's just a 1 marker, so that should indicate how much work is required. So at the back side we are at 1 and 2, that's 3, and 2 is 5, and 2 is 7, and 3 is 10, and at the top it's 2, right? So 12 for this back side. 12 marks for the back side. If you're still marking, go for it. So what is it, 12 and 9, right? That's 21. So make the top, like the whole thing is out of 21, because I made some changes, right? I don't know if you still need to check. If you're not sure, still give yourselves marks, but tell me to check. I will do that, okay? So tomorrow or Monday, I'll give you your ACs back so you know where you're at, okay? So total is out of 21. Just make sure your name is on there. Out of 21, yes. Because it's 12 and 9.